From the director who brought you the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm Rylan, and today on Marvelous Videos, we will be exploring The Funhouse. The Funhouse is a 1981 horror film about 4 teens who find themselves imprisoned within a funhouse and pursued by a monstrous man. Tobe Hooper directed this picture, with Larry Block writing the screenplay. Kevin Conway, William Finley, and 2-time Academy Award winner Sylvia Miles are among the cast members. It is a horror movie in Carnival, directed by Tobe Hooper, who brought us the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Technically, this is a really well-made movie that tries to create a pleasant mood, and it surely has some unique elements, but it still has certain issues that prevent it from being a decent film. We find it odd that Hooper would opt for a horror film, even if it wasn't exactly what the public wanted in 1981. Thanks largely to Hooper's creation of an intriguing atmosphere, the picture gets to have some really nice moments. It has a vintage look about it that will eternally scare people.
I pissed in my pants.
As you watch the film, you can definitely sense the carnival atmosphere, and the narrative provides us with a lot of personality for the 4 main characters. The photography and the musical score are 2 more incredible aspects of the picture. Both of them are excellent at capturing the shocks of the film. The performances are mostly good, with Elizabeth Berridge creating a robust lead, and Sylvia Miles and William Finley providing solid backing. So, let's all climb into the funhouse and learn more about this monstrous film. Before we get into it, however, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is just a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thanks. Now then, let's begin.
Tell me where my money is. Where is it?
Pay to get in, pray to get out. Funhouse, 1981. The story starts with Amy Harper, Elizabeth Berridge, and Buzz Dawson, Cooper Huckabee, traveling to the carnival with their pals Richie, played by Miles Chapin, and Liz, Largo Woodruff, for the first time. With the use of weed, they have a nice time enjoying the attractions, which includes a bizarre animal sideshow. The 4 are having a great time at first, but after witnessing a murder, they are pursued by a mutant. Amy Harper goes on a sleazy traveling amusement carnival with her boyfriend Buzz, her closest friend Liz, and Liz's reckless boyfriend Richie. Despite her strict father's rules, the 4 teenagers consume marijuana, see a 21 and over striptease, heckle a soothsayer, Madame Zena, go to the kind of freaked out exhibit, and watch a dirty magic performance at the carnival. Joey, Amy's 10-year-old brother, also slips out of the house to go to the carnival. Richie challenges the gang to spend a night in the Funhouse, which turns out to be a dark roller coaster.
What do we have here? What do we have here? Oh, yes.
The adolescents creep back into the grounds after the park shuts down and settle inside the ride, where they observe the ride assistant employ Madame Zena as a brothel worker. He has premature ejaculation, but Zena refuses to return her $100, even though nothing physical had ever transpired.
Strike a hard bargain, but okay.
In a fit of rage, he suffocates her to death. The group of friends, horrified, decide to escape the amusement house, but all the entrances are closed. Meanwhile, Richie enters the room and grabs the money from the establishment's manager. The masked man arrives with his father, the owner of the amusement park, to display Madame Zena's body. When his dad discovers he had been robbed, he urges his son to remove the mask, revealing his hideous visage. Richie gets startled, and his lighter falls down into the room. It is a night full of fear for the teens.
You took the money, didn't you?
Well, so what if I did? I thought we were getting
Oh,
out.
you stupid shit.
The owner urges his crazy son to track down the thieves and eyewitnesses. Conrad suspects that somebody is watching him, as Richie's lighter drops from the adolescent's vantage point. Conrad, with his monster son Gunther, next creep through the ride, obliterating any witnesses while also provoking the hesitant Gunther into a homicidal rampage. Various items are used as murder weapons throughout the trip. Meanwhile, Joey waits for the all-around dark carnival after the funhouse shuts down, since he saw Amy and her pals enter the funhouse, but not exiting. While seeking a way in, Joey is surprised by the unmasked Gunther at an air vent and tries to leave, only to be discovered by other carnival employees, who phone his parents to come to take him. Mr. and Mrs. Harper arrive shortly after to pick up Joey, who is plainly distressed, and they promptly take him home.
I'm gonna get you so bad you're never gonna forget it!
What's the matter, son?
Joey is unable to communicate with his strict and cruel parents. They must convey to them that Amy and her pals are inside the funhouse. The teenagers are trapped in the funhouse and die one by one at the claws of Conrad and Gunther. Richie is the first to die, as Gunther ties a noose around his neck and strangles him. When Liz falls through a trapdoor inside the ground to a secret air vent, Gunther begins approaching, and she becomes his next victim. Liz stabs the sex-starved monster with a dagger, when he lets his standards slip for a while when she tries to sexually entice him. Gunther, wounded but enraged, takes the blade from Liz's grasp and stabs her to death. Meanwhile, Amy and Buzz try to escape the funhouse by one of the ride exit doors, only to be met by the gun-wielding Conrad.
I say, drop it!
Why are you doing this?
The Barker claims that he is merely sheltering his son from the authorities, and that Gunther had already murdered 2 adolescent girls who had excited him a few months before. Buzz runs towards Conrad, attempting to take the rifle from him, and succeeds in impaling him with a pretend sword. When Gunther the monster sees his father is dead, he attacks Buzz, who tries to shoot him. Amy is forced to flee, only to discover Buzz's body a minute later, when Gunther allegedly grabbed the knife away from Buzz and shot him. With just Amy left, the funhouse decorations and dummies harass her, prompting her to retreat into the funhouse maintenance area beneath the building, where Gunther pursues her, intending to murder her as well, setting up the thrilling final encounter. Amy defends herself with a wrench against Gunther, who pulls it away from her only to get electrified on a nearby fuse box as he swings it to attack Amy. He is eventually caught on a track link that controls the funhouse's driving vehicles. However, Gunther wakes up and clutches Amy, only to be crushed to death as the track chain takes him through 2 rotating gears, as Amy cries out in fear. As the morning sun rises, Amy escapes from the funhouse through the broken doors, fatigued and visibly shaken, as the animatronic fat woman standing atop the attraction begins to chuckle. Amy then takes a leisurely stroll out of the desolate fair, passing some few Carnival employees dismantling attractions and tents, owing to the beginning's combination of ancient scary relics and then the entire Carnival setting of raw horror. The Funhouse is definitely a must-see. 1970s and 1980s were a defining period for horror, and this picture ranks towards the top of a few of the best examples. Hooper had built a reputation for himself, maybe surpassing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and securely sitting alongside Halloween. His recent works, such as The Damned Thing, are missing, but masterpieces like The Funhouse will ensure him a place in the Horror Movie Hall of Fame, assuming that such a thing exists, of course. Halloween horror. Amy, a defiant adolescent, violates her parents by attending a trashy fair that has arrived in town. Buzz, her boyfriend, and friends Liz and Richie accompany her, while thinking it would be amusing to spend a night in the campy Funhouse horror attraction. Amy and her companions are trapped inside and must avoid the violent Carnival employees in order to escape the carnival to head home the next day. Carnivals can be generally terrifying. The setting of a circus has been terrifying in films ranging from Carnival of Souls to the more current Dark Ride. You've got the perfect setup if you had clowns, carnival barkers, and automated robots, moving dolls. Even though a masked killer isn't really necessary to heighten the horror, Hooper includes one nevertheless. If nothing more can be said of this film, it was developed in the ideal environment for a winning picture. Why should you watch The Funhouse? A group of 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, attend a carnival and decide to disembark and explore the amusement park further while riding through it. After witnessing a murder, they are pursued by a creature. It's a well-made flick and has a wonderful atmosphere. A young girl is assaulted with a knife in the shower just minutes later, another staple of the 1980s good horror genre. The cast is quite good as well, with Elizabeth Barrage as the final girl doing a fantastic job. The last scene of the film, in which the gang is found and is pursued by the monster and his father, is the film's primary draw. And then there's the Funhouse as the backdrop to the action, which is rather intriguing. This is a fantastic experience with screams, kills, and a gruesome-looking monster. The master audio track is included in the Blu-ray release. Although the mix is full of scary atmosphere and foreboding, conversation separation is clumsy, with center channel audio occasionally leaking into front surrounds. The sounds and speech can also come out pretty tinny, and the bass is very low. However, no crackles, hiss, or distortions are detected, and when it comes to being eerie and atmospheric, the tune does a fantastic job. One of the best characteristics is the properly filthy and sleazy ambiance around the carnival, which only adds to the authenticity of the experience. The segment is extremely lifelike, with plenty of authentic rides and attractions like haunted mazes and animal freak shows, as well as the overall mood about the campground with the crowd and carnival barkers, so the images of the party and the exhibitions have a lot to appreciate. Even better, the second half transition to stalking and slashing was more than enough material to work with. It's well crafted with slick directing and plenty of tension. With its rickety rides and desultory magician and strip performances, the Funhouse features a rich color palette that draws out the garish horror of the carnival environment, even before Barrage and her companions intend to play squatters inside the Funhouse. The entire operation appears to be a dare, Hooper just doesn't totally avoid the routine business of quasi-abuse and torture and impalings as well. However, the Funhouse manages in modernizing a universal monster and releasing it into the type of wandering death trap that has long plagued small communities. Are you familiar with this film? What are your thoughts on the Funhouse? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to send a like and subscribe to our channel, if you haven't already that is. For Marvelous Videos, I'm Rylan. Have a good one, be safe, and thanks for watching.